Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mel from Mel W Scrapping. If you're new to my channel, please I hope you consider subscribing. I hope what I do is something that you're interested in and do like. Now, I'm going to be doing a layout for you. Now, also in conjunction with a lot of things. First thing is I'm going to use or play along with Kristen from Scrapping on the Fly with her Scrapping the Hard Times or the hard things. And I'll explain that in a moment. But I'm also going to be doing this sketch for Mixed Media Mayhem. And it's week 1 of January and it's Janet's pick. And she wanted us to use wood, texture paste and a stencil. So I'm going to use the Print Shop Vicky Booten heart stencil. I'm also playing along with a Scrapper sketch from Lisa, number 13. This is it. And I had to pick out 5 things off a recipe sheet for that, which is going to be hearts, stencil, multi-font title, spots and stamping. It's also going to be in conjunction with Baby Got Scraps and Redifined Creative Alpha Soup for January for B for boys. Now, with playing along with Kristen with her thing that she not made up, but you know, is doing, and it's Scrapping the Hard Times. Today here in Australia is the 6th of January, and I'm pretty sure it's the anniversary of my uncle having a very bad accident, but I mean, luckily he did live. He is alive and living, but it was an extremely hard moment for all of us. He was touch and go a couple of times. I've just popped a thing over his eyes, not that he was recognisable there. That was him in hospital when they first took him in. He was in intensive care for quite some time. I know Darren, my husband, had only just gone back to work, and I got the phone call at lunchtime to say, oh, Uncle John's had an accident. He actually fell off a ladder 4 metres. He's a painter. He paints the inside and outside of houses, and he fell 4 metres and did quite a bit of damage. And so the first night I went up to the hospital, as soon as my husband got home from work, I just took off and left. And I met my auntie up there, and she hadn't even she hadn't had a shower, nothing. She just got straight out. When she got out of bed or something, I think it was, she decided to do housework and stuff. When she got the phone call, she hadn't even had a shower yet. And so she said, look, he's, you know, they've got him in a state of not coma, but he's under pretty well. If you can just sit with him until I come back. So she was only gone maybe half an hour or so, because she didn't live far away, and so that was okay. And he tried to talk to me, but you know, he was very mumbled and stuff. And the next night I said to my auntie, I'll come up again tomorrow night and do the same thing, so you can go home and have tea or something. And he was sitting up in bed and he was eating, and what the hell happened, you know? And he was talking to me, and that was all fine. So my auntie left. She went went home and had another shower and got some washing on and stuff. And she said, I'll probably be a bit longer tonight. I said, that's fine, and because everything was going smoothly. She no sooner got back, and my uncle sort of said to me, you know what, Mel? It's getting hot in here. I thought, is it? And he was all sweating, and so I said, I'll get a cold face washer or something. And my auntie sort of got the nurse and said, oh, he's really hot. Can we put a fan or something on him? And they took his temperature, and they go, oh, this temperature thing's wrong. It's saying that his body temperature is low, not high. And so they got another one. No, this must be broken too. And then it wasn't until one nurse clicked, and she just clicked for the doctor to come over, and he jumped the desk. We all got ushered out. The curtain never got closed or anything, and they just went to work on him. And I said to my auntie, better ring, your daughter, quick, get her up here, because she was a nurse anyway. And anyway, so she had to come from a bit further away, and it's all rigmarole and everything, but he looked at me that night as if to say, you know, Millsy, help me here, you know. It was a very hard thing, something that my auntie and I went through together, had to witness, and in the end they actually had to stab a hole in the side of him. His lungs were filling with blood, so he was bleeding internally. So it was early, he was there, lifted to Hobart and had quite a few operations, and it took months and months for him to come right. But luckily he's still with us. So I have this photo, and I don't think I've ever really got over it. So it's my tears. I'm going to ink blend around and then do texture paste down the side where the Elise has got hearts going down here. I'm going to do texture paste hearts. So I've got it, and I found this vellum. Thing that says "All You Need Is Love" by the Beatles. It kind of really goes with my uncle, because my uncle, my dad, and myself are both Beatles fans. So it kind of fits, if you know what I mean. So thank you, Kristen, for letting me do this, because I think it's something that I needed to do. I don't know, it's something that my auntie and I will never forget for the rest of our lives. And I know that one night, because I used to ring Mum and Dad when I left the hospital, because around where our hospital is, you know, it's a bit scary and dark. And I hadn't rang, and so Mum was ringing me, husband was ringing me saying, "Have you left yet? What's going on? I haven't heard from you." And I sort of had to say, "Well, sorry," but Mum and Dad ended up coming up, and it was one hell of a night that night, I can tell you. To think that, you know, you could have lost somebody, and yeah, it was hard. So this one, I'm gonna sort of go by the sketch, but I don't want to really blend it. I don't know, there was a lady on one of the Facebook groups wasn't really sure on blending, and this is what I mean by blending. So I didn't want the dots everywhere. Alright, I want something like that. Let's get a bit more of this colour. Out of it. Alright. Okay, so that's roughly what I want to do. Alright, let's mix up some texture paste. I've got a little container here that I use. It was one that some chocolates came in. Just going to put some ink in there. I'll move that stuff up there. Now I've got some texture paste. Now I put cling wrap over the top of mine, and it keeps it from drying out. I don't really know how much I'm going to need. I never can get this right. I'm going to use this one to mix the ink in with. White. Take that off straight away. We'll stick that there right now. We know where that's going. Pop that cling wrap back over and the lid back on straight away. Don't leave the lid off. Right. Now, top of that, not to get that on there. Come up. Now I've got to try and hold this without that. Probably going to get mucked up. I'll just have to sit it down. Some off my desk, I think. There we go. Right, pop that there. Now, get that off. Just going to get, don't know if that would stamp or not. Let's just clean it off. Got an old, if I can get it out. I have an old t-shirt here that I use to wipe my stamps, like when I go to wash them off. So I won't fall off everything. And then turn it over to do that side. So it doesn't look too bad. I'll just stick that on the floor to dry. Okay, now I'm going to pop you on pause. And I'll dry it with the heat gun. Okay, I'm going to have to let it dry. I think as it is, it's not going to dry very well with the heat gun. So, with the photo, some of it might have to have a bit of glue on it. I'll get that down first because I can do the rest around. There's our Nuvo glue. So I'll go... Put a bit of glue on that side. Right, now I think I went like this. Oh. Okay, now let's get this down. I'm just putting double-sided tape on my vellum. Seems to work okay. A little bit in each corner. Now I use scrap card, which I think I've got some of the scrap of it there, and I use scrap print shop paper, which is that one there, purple on the back. Now I'm going to go under the picture like this. And it is loved by the Beatles. Helen will appreciate that title too. I know she's a Beatles fan. Right, now, title. I'm going to pop this down first. This is a piece of wood, but it's broken. So, I'm going to put bit by bit down. I think I'm going to go... These are, I'll show you these outfits in a minute. These are Vicky Booten. Life. I'm going to have to move it down a bit. Is So Precious is what I want the title. I think one is that one's Evergreen and Hollie letters, and that one's the print shop letters that I've used for that bit, and then it's wood veneer for these bits. So let's not put that one on first, let's put this one on first. Okay. Go on with that bit. Try and get that on right. I'm gonna go, I'll just have to go like that, I think. Right, put my fingers down on those. Yep. I actually didn't really know what I was going to do for this page, but I knew I wanted to do it because I've seen Kristen deal with a few things on her channel with actually scrapping what you need to scrap. Don't know if that, oh, that's dried a bit. A little bit, oh, that's alright. Life is So Precious, that is our, let's cross this off as we go. We've got wood veneer on there, which I'm going to put, I don't know if I'll use that one, or if I put I might pop a little house there to represent the hospital. We've got wood, texture paste and stencil. We've got heart, stencil, multi-font, spots and stamping. Let's do that bit next. Let's just get that glued down. I'm going to put this big house there to represent the hospital. He had a lot of physical therapy he had to do to, he broke collarbones, he broke legs, he broke there was lots of internal and the second night all he could say to me was, "Oh Mel," he said, "they had to bring me in naked. They had to cut all my clothes off me." He was absolutely horrified. So, well, I don't care as long as we're in here and getting fixed. So I've got these little splutters. I know this is going to sound awful and morbid and horrible, but apart from one other thing. I want to pop that on there first. Just going to do a little. Do a little I don't know whether to put another piece of. I have that scrapping on there. Another scrap somewhere. A thin bit of a scrap. Where did my thin bit of scrap go? That. And I did put it back in. It's getting warm in here. Maybe I'll just do those. I was going to cut little banners. Do 2 out of that. Longer than I need. Okay, over, cut them off like a banner, and then I'll stick that on the top. So we need some sticky. That's how you sort of utilise your scraps. That's what I do anyway. Make some little banners. Kind of wanted to go something like that on there. And I'll cut that bit there off. That's that. Got a cream one. Is there another little, what's the other stickers on that? I don't know if there's any other. Must be on those other ones. Sorry guys, I'm going to use the word amazing on there because it was amazing that he actually recovered. So let's make another banner out of that. So I'll go fold the ends over and do a corner cut. Okay. Wait. Some more double-sided tape on the back of these. Sometimes the Vicky Boot and chipboard and things, stickers, things don't stick very well. Like that. I'll put some glue on it because it's going to go over on the texture paste. And we're going to go up a bit. That's where we're going to pop that. There we go. 1, 2, 3 clusters. Now, I'm also thinking about it. I want to stick some lines down here for journaling. Alright, that's what I want to do for journaling. Now let's do our stamping with our spots. I'm going to do it red. Excuse me. Down the bottom here. Got a cough again, just a moment. Sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't affect that too much. Okay, I might stand up and do a bit more. I wanted this to sort of represent blood because it means something to me then. There we go. I think I'll just do that. What I really want to do. And that's off the Fernwood stamp. Jacqie Booten Fernwood stamp. Now I need to put that lid back on. Alright. A couple of gold hearts. I know there's not much to this, what I'm classing as an embellishment cluster, but it represents something for me. Sometimes it's not necessarily about bulking your clusters up. It's about doing what means something to you and your page. And yeah, and that's what I want to do. So I've got some puffy hearts. I'm going to put some red ones coming in here. And there's a mint greeny type blue one. Go that up there. I'll have another little one like that. I'll go there. I'll put another red one down the bottom. Right, that's what I wanted my puffy for. Oh. Grateful for the people who make us happy. Or maybe I'll put that down the bottom with the what I'm classing as my hospital. Let's go like that. Grateful for the people that make us happy. That's right. Okay, let's just tick off some more things. So we've got spots and stamping, view scraps, got Redifined Creative is B for boy because that's my uncle. I think that's everything off everyone's things. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use those two. I've got our little clusters. I don't even think I want... Oh, I might put some little black gems. Let's go with that. Where did I put that? Got it out. So let's just go. Because there's lots of complications with my uncle because he actually has a heart condition. So I had to talk to his other niece who lives in Melbourne, who's a doctor, to actually get all the fine details of my uncle's heart condition before they could actually operate. And man, it was just unbelievable that night. What I'm going to do is some splatters. I've got the... So we used, I don't know if I said that before, the Distress Ink Uncharted Mariner and Distress Ink Prize Ribbon to do our blending. I used the ink to mix with the texture paste, which I need to clean up and have it. And I'm now going to use the Uncharted Mariner Oxide Spray to put spots everywhere. I can cover the photo. I'm actually happy that I've made that my own. I haven't done just a 1 and a bit strip, so I've put my heart square right down one side. So as you can see, all the pigment sits at the bottom. You've got to try and get it off, mix it. Off, that'll do. I might actually just put my splatters down that side over the hearts like that. Let's see what that. I didn't even put my cardboard down. I'm gonna have to clean my desk now. Yep, let's go with that. I like that. There you go. A bit down the bottom, up the top. And this is my thing to help me get over, or not get over, but help deal with nearly losing my uncle, who is only, I think he's the same age as my mum, so they will be 71 this year, or 72 this year. So my uncle married my mum's sister. That's my uncle. But he was an absolute mess. He had bruises from head to toe. We all said that he was never going to paint again. I said to my cousin, can you please make sure that those ladders get thrown out? And yeah, so I think he's gone back painting a little bit, but only inside. Inside houses, not the outside. So I'm just grateful that we still have him, because they're quite, like, my daughter was, oh gosh, I think it was grade 3 or grade 4, so she was very upset about it all because she liked my auntie and uncle and stuff. So yeah, it's another thing to that I can now document. And I can learn to get over. Probably will never forget that night between having to hold on to my auntie so tight and the look that he gave me. And the doctor did come out and apologise that he had to do what he did in front of us, but it was either that or lose him there and then. So he said, I don't mind at all. So, and just lucky that my cousin, one of her best friends, because my cousin is a nurse, at the hospital, it's one of her friends that actually rang her to say, your dad's just been brought in. And she went, what? She'd only just got off night shift, and it was one of her friends that before she could get there that night, she was actually, you know, keeping my auntie and I from breaking down completely, and she was really, really good. She was really helpful. And then Mum and Dad come up, and then when Mum said, oh look, we'll go, they took me to my car and made sure I got in and locked the doors and all that sort of jazz. But that's still very raw, and it's something that I really wanted to document. So thank you everyone for listening to my sad story, but I hope that it may help you with dealing with your things. I know Kristin's helped me a lot, learning from her with how she's dealt with things, and I'm extremely grateful because I didn't really think that I could do that sort of thing and deal with things. So it may help me with a few other things that I need to do. And thank you everyone for watching and listening to me. If you do think that you might like to have a go at this sort of layout, press pause, take a screenshot and have a go. You could do stars. You don't have to do hearts. You could do whatever you wanted. It could be splashes. It could be a picture of you in the pool or kids in the pool and put splashes up the side. At the same time, if you do like what I've done, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. As I said at the start, if you're new to my channel, if I've done something that you think, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool, if you would mind subscribing, that would be very grateful. I'd be very grateful. It helps grow my channel, and I get quite a kick out of it, to tell you the truth. I love my scrapbooking. At the same time, if there's anything that you got any questions about, just yell out. Put a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Thank you to all my subscribers and all my new subscribers. I am extremely grateful for for subscribing and actually watching my videos. And thank you to my husband for making me do something like this, because I never would have. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll stop babbling and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.